Today we're going to be visiting this epic Redstone Laboratory where they do all sort of different tests for different things in Minecraft. It's going to be so cool. What's up guys, welcome back to another Redstone map showcase here in Minecraft Pocket Edition. Today we are going to be taking a look at this epic Redstone Laboratory. In this laboratory we use many different Redstone creations to test certain parts of Minecraft so it's safe for you guys. Now there's tons of different villagers working in this Redstone Laboratory, and they even have their own private helicopter to get around. I mean, these guys are super fancy. But either way, as you can see, the laboratory is quite huge and it includes an underground area as well as a space in that mountain. And since there's so much things going on in this map and it has a lot of redstone, it does make my game lag quite a bit, so I will be apologizing for that. But even if you have one of the best devices out on the market right now, it's going to be quite difficult to run a map like this. I'm using the Samsung Galaxy S6 and it's lagging a lot. But either way, this is the front door to our laboratory. It's really cool, and what you could do is click on that button at the top right hand corner to basically extend the bars upwards, and you can just click on that button to extend it downwards. So even at the beginning there, you saw there was a bit of lag with the actual fences, but yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Now to unlock the bottom section of our doorway, we basically walk up to this part of the map and then push that minecart behind the wall, and then it essentially opens up the gate. So I kind of did it twice there, so let's just walk forward. Boom, there you go. It opens it up, and then we could walk on through. So straight away, as you guys can see, it is lagging, but I yet again do apologize for that. But this is the plaza located at the center of our laboratory. It has a fountain, and it also has that tree decoration. Now what we're going to do is take a look at some redstone on this side. These are the farms which are used to feed all of the villagers in our redstone laboratory, and we do have an automatic collection system. I simply go ahead and flick that lever. It's going to pop them all out and sort of send it towards the middle using some water into our hoppers. That's simple. Then we flick that again to kind of send the soil back up so the the villagers can do the farming again. But once we have that, we come down over here and just go into that chest, and as you guys can see, we have all of our beets and our carrots now in there for us to collect, and it's really that easy. Now what we could do is essentially do another farm on this side. This one's currently empty, but you could place anything that you want right over there. Now we have our mountain area right in front of us, but what we're going to take a look at first is the actual laboratory, and we get to the laboratory by going through this doorway. So let's go ahead and do that. It takes us into another decorative area. We have a small pond as well as an elevator which is going to take us down into our super secret storage. So let's go ahead and just right click on that button. It's going to close up the door and send it down into the bottom. This is actually a realistic elevator, as you guys notice. So let's bring the elevator back up. So that's what you would do if the elevator is already down there. You would hit that button to call it. Then you would walk forward and then go into our elevator and then hit that button, and then it would take us down into our storage area where we keep all of the super secret experiments as well as all of the radioactive waste. But yeah, this is pretty much the storage area. We have some chests down here obviously for storage, and then some other random decorations. And what are in these chests right now? Oh, tons of different potions. So yeah, that's basically that. And we have some splash potions in the chest at the bottom. Alright, so let's go back into the elevator and take a look at the actual laboratory by clicking on that button. It's going to push us up, then close the doors as well. As you guys can see, really cool. So this is going to be the entrance to our Redstone Laboratory. It's a very secure 3x3 piston door. We click on that button and then it opens up. As you guys can tell, that is just really neat. And then we can walk on through and then hit the button on the floor to reclose the stuff behind us. So it's sort of like a little extra bit of security to make sure that no one unauthorized gets in. Alright, so now we have all of the different experiments going on inside of our Redstone Laboratory. We have some experiments on iron golems. Don't worry guys, they can handle it. They are the toughest mob in Minecraft. But either way, this first experiment is just going to be of the different arrow tips. Now if you guys don't know, in the latest versions of Minecraft, we have different potioned arrow tips that do different effects. If you want to figure out which each one does, this is a perfect way of finding out. Say for instance, I go ahead and just shoot them with one of these arrows. it's going to give them a special water breathing effect. So yeah, that's really cool, and you can test out all of the different arrows by, you know, pretty much just shooting it at the villagers. And it's not too cruel, but you guys get the idea. Anyways, let's move on to the next experiment, which is going to be testing our flaming machines. So these are basically flamethrowers. You simply click on those buttons and then it shoots it towards our logs and then takes out our enemies. Obviously, it's not going to be real enemies. These are just test dummies, unlike the iron golems, because villagers and humans are just, you know, too cruel to test on since they're not that tough. But let's go ahead and click on that button again. As you guys can see, it shoots some arrows towards it, and we have another contraption over here which is going to fire you know, more flaming stuff. So this is going to be an automatic flamethrower, as you guys can see. And then we have another one over here, which is just going to fire automatic arrows. So yeah, as you guys can tell, the flamethrower is quite effective, and it does have a wide spread and does the most amount of damage. So I really like that one. And yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at some other experiments going on currently. Now on this side, we have a very cool XP machine, which you know, makes for a very nice experiment. If you go ahead and just right click on that lever, or just click on that lever, excuse me, it pops down loads of XP bottles into the water, and then if you get close to it, as you guys can see, the XP will start dancing. I mean, how insanely cool is that? We can actually have the XP dance in water. I mean, wow. Okay, so on this side, you have different areas for testing certain animals. You know, just keep in mind, these things are not up to code. We will be, you know, kind of changing this up in the future, but at the moment we could essentially click on those buttons on top of our pods to bring down you know, specific mobs such as a pig, or we could click on the bottom section to bring up different types of mobs such as a villager. So as you guys can see, we just brought up a villager from the ground, and oh my gosh, I meant to click on him and see what he was trading. I accidentally killed him. Oh, we're gonna get shut down. Alright, so if you click on that button again, it should not bring up another villager, because what it's supposed to do is allow us to have villagers at the bottom which come up from the ground. You can use them to trade, and then you click on the button again for you to send them back into the ground, and then you click on it again for them to basically come back out of the ground. So yeah, you're not supposed to kill the villagers. Also, you click on the buttons at the top to give you different items. So this one has a cow, this one is going to put a mushroom cow in with the villagers, so he's like, what the heck's going on? And then obviously this one's the pig, and then over here we have a sheep. So yeah, that's basically that. You can just mess around with different mobs and do different experiments on them, whether they be good or safe, that's up to you. Now on this side we have a sugarcane farm, which basically just tests the growth of sugarcane so we can make the best sugarcane in the future. It's basically just using observer blocks and pistons as well as hoppers to give us the maximum amount of sugarcanes and improve the farm so we can make as much paper as possible. So yeah, that's basically some of the experiments going on right now in our Redstone Laboratory, but let's go ahead and take a look at some other ones on this side. Now on this side we do have ourselves some other decorations, a helipad for the helicopter, as well as a I guess a hot air balloon. That's really cool, actually. So there's a villager in our hot air balloon, as well as our other decorations on the outside, as you guys can see. Very neat stuff. And on this side we have a space basically connecting up to the rest of our laboratory where all of our villagers are doing their work. But yeah, over here we have our scientists, and they're doing their work to pretty much figure out how to stop a nether portal from existing, since they hate having zombie pigments walk through it. So these guys are just working away at it, and I think they came up with a solution. You would simply just click on that button to add a layer of water surrounding it, sort of like a moat. That way, if any one of our zombie pigments try to come on through, they will fall into the water, and then you could like punch them to death or something like that. So yeah, good job guys coming up with that defense mechanism. But either way, we could click on that button again to get rid of the water. That way it's easier for you. So yeah, that's pretty much that. And then on this side we have loads of different villagers sort of sitting in their respective positions, you know, trying to figure out all of the different sciencey stuff. So there's a lot of sciencey stuff on that wall, and yeah, it's lagging quite a lot. I really do apologize for that. But we have our main scientist behind his desk. You come over here, ask him some questions, or I think this is actually a classroom. It looks to be like that's the teacher teaching them about different redstone things, and then we have the students at the table, and then we have some minecarts back there just going away back and forth, sort of supplying them with different, examples and whatnot. So yeah, that's actually a classroom. I guess they're learning. That's really cool. So we have like an ongoing development studio inside of our laboratory, which I think is really cool. All right, so on this side we have a redstone creation, which is going to be a lava bridge. You simply step onto that pressure plate and it basically just builds the bridge, and then when you step on it, it goes away. So let's walk on the side of that, and then we could walk over, and oh gosh, almost fell in, but you guys get the idea. When you step over the pressure plate, it creates the bridge, and we have a lost villager back here. I'm not sure what he's doing, but this pretty much just wraps around the entire structure, and that is our lava bridge. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the rest of the property, since there's a few other cool things that we need to check out. So on this side we do have a pathway that's just basically going to bypass the farm and go into this main section, which is going to take us up to the mountain. So yeah, that's really just for decoration. Then up at the mountain, we have another receptionist you guys could talk to, or we could just walk straight on through, flick that lever, open up a 2x2 jet door, then walk to another receptionist. He's going to give you some information about the building, but let's go towards the right hand side where we can get our different armors. This is going to be gold and diamond armor, as you guys can see right in front of us, and then you just click on those buttons to get our different corresponding pieces of armor. So let's grab ourselves, say for instance, a diamond chest plate and maybe some gold boots, gold pants, and then we could get some diamond hats. So there we go, diamond helmet. And then once we get those, we can walk into the next room and open up a space for our hidden enchantment table. So if I hit that button, as you guys can see, it's going to open up a hidden enchantment table below the ground that will allow us to enchant our items from 7 to 30 levels. So it's very powerful. We can get a 30 level enchantment on that hat and pretty much enchant all of our other items. Let's just quickly enchant our sword from 3 to 30 levels as well. So we got looting 2 or looting 3 on that with some other enchantments. So yeah, that's pretty much it. And obviously you guys could use that to create anything that you like. And why is it breaking random blocks? You hit that button to reclose the area, and then you could place all of your different items inside the storage chest at the back, or you can retrieve items from there as well. Let's go ahead and hold that sword to make sure we don't break any other blocks, and then we can check out the rest of this mountain section of our laboratory. So we could go up here and see what's in this area. I'm not really sure what's up here, but once I get back to this position, it should jog my memory. So at the top, we have yet again another receptionist. He's sort of like looking over the Redstone Laboratory to make sure that it doesn't blow up. And in the case that it does blow up, he will contact the emergency authorities. So he's basically like one of the guys overlooking it, sort of like a supervisor. Then we have some other decorations over here. And finally, we have a space at the top with another ladder going up to another level, some other random decorations. And this is pretty much just going to be a spot so we could fix the solar panels that gives us power to our Redstone Laboratory. So anyways guys, that's basically going to wrap up today's Redstone map showcase. If you did enjoy it, please take 1 second to crush that like button. Also, you can click on other videos on your screens right now if you want to see more maps. But anyways, this was Twiistz, and I'll see you guys next time.